We've talked about Bonnie, we've talked about Chica, we've talked about every animatronic that wasn't one of the original four. And now, in our continued review mini-series getting ready for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie this month, this is every Foxy figure I own. And once again, just like the other ones, I don't own every single Foxy ever made. We're just looking at the ones that I do happen to own. And like I said, it's just to have a little bit of fun before the movie comes out. So, I don't know about you guys. Granted, I wasn't exactly part of the online fandom back when the first two games came out, but it really feels as though Foxy was like the early breakout star of Five Nights. Like, there are a lot of memes about them. Most people seem to enjoy their unique mechanics the best. I know for an actual fact, that Mangle is the most popular of all the toy animatronics, and they are, of course, Toy Foxy. So, with all that in mind, it seems as though Foxy was kind of destined to become more and more of a major character, and yet they kind of took a back seat starting in maybe Five Nights 3? Well, I guess it had to be Five Nights 3, that's the first one of Foxy. And then as we got increasingly focused on the Afton family, and then reintroducing Freddy to be a major character in their own right again, Foxy was kind of left at the wayside, and yet there is still a massive fandom love for the character, and that shows just why they get so much merchandise. Simply put, it sells. Now, I don't own the Wave 1 Foxy. Like I've said before, all the Wave 1 figures I had horrible QR or QC issues, so I never bothered getting it, though I do have the mold through this, the tie-dye Foxy. For my money, this is the best way to get the molds of the original animatronics, and then if you want, you can paint them up, or if you're like me, you might just enjoy the kind of more silly paint jobs. I really love tie-dye Foxy just because, unlike Bonnie or Chica or Springtrap, they gave him a new color. Going with this blue with hits of red is so cool, and I love how wishy and wavy all of the paint is. Funko really did well to integrate tie-dye into their figures' paint jobs. As for the sculpted detail, unfortunately a lot of it does get washed out, though the Foxy figure was one of the more detailed figures of that Wave 1. I really do wish Funko will re-release these figures with the better bodies one day. With the movie coming out, it seems like this would be a perfect time to do it, but I don't know if that's necessarily on their radar. Next up from the sister location wave, this is Funtime Foxy. And I gotta say, I really love Funtime Foxy. Like Mangle, there is an ongoing joke where they are referred to using he, him, she, her, and they, them pronouns. Personally, I always thought the Funtime Foxy was supposed to be a woman, that's why they had the lipstick, but, they always make a point in the written blurbs to always do different pronouns, and in Ultimate Custom Night, of course, they speak with a masculine voice, so it's anyone's guess. It's part of the joke of these characters, I guess, part of the theming. But I really love this. Just kind of seeing what Mangle could have looked like before they got, well, mangled. And I love the big megaphone right here in the chest. For anyone who doesn't know, Funtime Foxy's whole thing was they could simulate the voices of parents to help bring children to the back. So they were kind of the, I guess they were kind of like the spokesperson for the group in their child murdering activities. Unfortunately, like a lot of sister location figures, the joints aren't incredibly strong. You saw the arm just pop off there. But I've never had any breaks, and the colors are just sublime. I adore this Foxy. Going from Funtime Foxy, this is Rockstar Foxy. Now, Rockstar animatronics, I know they're not for everyone, but personally, I always really liked them, and I especially like Foxy. I like how they kind of made it a little bit more cartoony, the Foxy design, and the parrot. The parrot's just great. And I love in Ultimate Custom Night how if you click on the parrot, usually they'll give you a buff. And what's the line? It's, "Yar, me parrot like she." That's pretty good. And of course, this is Weird Al Yankovic's favorite Five Nights character because, the accordion. With all that said, I definitely think it's one of the more generic looking Foxies, but overall I like the figure so much, and I especially love the head sculpt, especially with the random gold teeth in the mouth, that I think it's one of the better Foxies you could get, especially from a quality and articulation standpoint. I liked the figure so much, I got the glow-in-the-dark version, which, by the way, the thing that's glow-in-the-dark on Foxy is a lot of the snout, sure, but the parrot is literally entirely glow-in-the-dark. I will turn my lights off at night, and for hours afterward, the parrot will still be glowing. That is so cool. That's part of the reason why I like this Foxy so much. The only problem I have with this Foxy is all the ball joints are made using clear plastic, which means that this figure will self-destruct one day. It's a shame, and when it happens, I'll just glue it back together, I guess, but for right now, it's a great one. I think aesthetically, I like it more than the normal Rockstar Foxy, but I can't get over the fact that it's gonna break on me one day. From the Curse of Dreadbear, this is Nightmare Foxy, and I adore this figure too. It's easily the most haunted, the most menacing Foxy I've ever seen. I love the translucent orange design, how you have like the spinal column going through, the kind of jack-o'-lantern eye up here, and the stripped down robot mouth, and you have the claws down here, kind of bringing back to my Nightmare Foxy. There's so much about this figure I like, and I might get a little bit of hate for saying this. Jacko Bonnie, Jacka Chica, Grim Foxy, and Grim Bear, or rather Dreadbear, I like them more than the Nightmare animatronics. I think they're a better take on that concept. I know I'm probably alone in that, but I really am happy they made this figure, and overall, it's probably the best figure here, even if I don't think it's the best representation of Foxy, you know? From the VR game, this is Radioactive Foxy. Entirely glow-in-the-dark, it glows like a champ again. I don't know why, but all the Foxies are so good at glow-in-the-dark stuff. But if you look very closely, you can see he has a black endoskeleton inside his torso. They could have cheaped out and just made him translucent. They went to the detail of giving him a skeleton underneath, and when you put him behind a light, you can really see it. You can see it here too, how it gets darker here in the top, kind of thins out to the spinal column, and then goes back towards the legs. It is an attention to detail that a lot of the VR figures didn't get, and once again, I'm just amazed that Foxy always consistently gets good figures like this. That leaves just one Foxy, the Walmart exclusive Pirate Foxy. This is also from Help Wanted, and it is the design that they have put Foxy into in Security Breach in the pop-up like ads he has throughout the Pizzaplex. It's my favorite Foxy. It is my absolute favorite Foxy. Look at him. He looks so proud of himself with his little jacket and hat. He looks so happy. I adore this Foxy. In the books, there's apparently a plush called a Yar Foxy, and I know that they did a plush of this costume, but I want that Yar Foxy because he has like a little smirk, and it's really just like a, look at me, I'm so much better than you, like expression. Point is, I think this is the best design Foxy's ever had, for me personally, and it makes me so happy that this figure exists. And it's blowing my mind, right? In the Bonnie video, in the Chica video, in the other animatronics video, there were always a handful of figures I was like, oh well, this one's not too good. So far, all of these have been standout figures, spectacular, some of the best figures that Funko have ever put out. It's like Foxy has just like an undefeated streak here. What could possibly go wrong with it? Oh. Well, I mean, that's Circus Foxy. So, we've talked about this before. I'm not big on these circus or balloon animatronics, but that's mostly just because we don't know what they are yet. Some of them I think are fine. Like, I think both the Freddys are good, and I do like Circus Bonnie's design. Foxy, though, if that's not like an allegory for erectile dysfunction, I don't know what is. Stop talking about the limp balloon. Like, seriously, look at this. You versus the person they tell you not to worry about. Okay, back over there, sad boy. So, the Snappables Foxy. I adore the Snappables line. Now, they have done a Phantom Foxy. I've not been able to get it yet. I just have the original Foxy, but you can see they captured all the details perfectly. Despite the fact that the Snappables are supposed to be more stylized, you can see that they sculpted in the withering for these animatronics so well. They didn't finish painting the eye patch for Foxy. Personally, I don't mind that, but it is a bit annoying. And of course, like all the Snappables, you can take the face off, you can see the Endo 1 face sculpt underneath. You did get a second, angrier faceplate with Foxy. You can take him to pieces and customize the figure, and he comes with the It's Me sign from his Pirate's Cove. Like a lot of the Snappables, Foxy is spectacular. I don't know if I'd say he's my favorite Snappable, but I think he's definitely in contention. To be honest, they're all very good. Like Titans looking over the wall, there's only a couple of things left to talk about. Let's get into Tie-Dye Toy Foxy. Did do a normal tie-dye Foxy with the blue. I was never able to find that one, but this is Toy Foxy. They kind of went more for pink and blue as opposed to blue and red. And also you can see they have the lips, they have the pink nose, that's how we know this is Toy Foxy. I know most people aren't big on the Toy Foxy plush, mostly because Toy Foxy was really just there to pander and have a second Foxy, and it would have been better if we just got, I don't know, Mangle, as opposed to a character we never actually saw. But I do like this Foxy a lot. The colors are just so good, man. The pink and the blue. I know most people don't like the tie-dyes. I guess I'm just that weirdo who thinks that they're just cute enough to make me think that they're totally worth getting. That said, I understand if it's not for everyone. Let me just say, if this isn't for everyone, the next one definitely isn't for everyone. I got the Balloon Boy Foxy plush. Here's the thing, right? I don't like Clown Foxy. Look at this. Again, limp balloon over here. But the Balloon Boy Foxy is just so cute. Look at them. The little fangs, the big eyes, the balloon. This is such a good plush. I think it's one of the best Funko plushies I own. It's definitely one of the best Five Nights plushies I own. I kind of hate that it feels a bit like this is just a made-up character that we're never going to see in anything, but I think it's adorable. Much more so than the tie-dye. That said, this is a horror series. Like, granted, a children's horror series, but, you know, they were never making, like, cutesy, slappy plushies for Goosebumps. That's all I'm saying. There you have it. All the Foxies I own. Here's the thing, right? This isn't the largest group we looked at, but I do think it is the single most consistent group we looked at. I think there's only one figure here I would outright say I don't like, which is the Circus Foxy. Every other figure here, I think, is very good, or at least they're fun and neat to have. The ones that I know most people would probably take umbrage with are the plushies, maybe the Snappables Foxy, but then again, most people seem to like that one, and then the tie-dye Foxy. Me, I like the tie-dyes, so I'm fine with it. But I stick by the fact that all of these Foxies are great. I totally recommend any of the ones you see on screen, and I think that my personal favorites have to be the Pirate Captain Foxy, either Rockstar Foxy, Funtime Foxy, and Grim Foxy. The Snappable is also very good, so I'll put them there too. The thing is, I just realized I'm basically recommending everything here. Here's the way I'll put it. Get any Foxy figure that looks good to you, and I think that you'll enjoy it, because all these figures knock it out of the park. Let's just see if the leader of the band can rock it as hard as this pirate could.